Hey everyone, today's foundation is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Cream to Powder Foundation. So today in the Milani Conceal and Perfect Cream to Powder Foundation, I will be using the shade 220 Creamy Natural. This is a buildable full coverage foundation. It comes in 22 inclusive shades, and I purchased this for $9.97 at Walmart. So pretty much everywhere I looked, it was between that price and around $10 to $10.99. But if you go on the Milani website, they actually have a 20% off coupon if you're purchasing it for the first time, so check that out. And just a bit of friendly advice, anytime I buy a compact cream powder, it always looks kind of dark to me in the container, but then once I swirl my finger through it, to put a swatch on my face, it's lighter than what it appears to be when I first purchase it. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding on your shade. And speaking of shades, today I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Cream to Powder Foundation in the shade 220 Creamy Natural, which is the top swatch there. Underneath that is the Milani Cream to Powder in the shade 208 Buff. Then the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Cover Stick Foundation in Y215, and the same below that in R330. And here are those exact same swatches in Sunlight. I'm a big fan of cream foundations, especially with my normal to somewhat dry skin. I find them to be very soothing. Now, when I started applying this one, I noticed that it wasn't very creamy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just noticed that compared to something like the Ultra HD by Makeup Forever Cream Stick Foundation, that this one was much drier than that one. With that said, I really liked the finish of this one. Now, I love my HD cover stick from Makeup Forever. This one is definitely different than that, but it still gave me immediate full coverage. It blurred my pores a little bit, and I didn't feel like I had to apply a whole lot to really get a lot of payoff coverage-wise. So initially, I have to say I was really impressed with this, especially when you consider the fact that high-end cream stick foundations are usually some of the most expensive for the amount of product you're receiving. I think this price is amazing, and the finish is beautiful. Now, after initial application, I did have to go around my nose and just a little bit underneath my eyes to pat it in, but it's really a super quick, foolproof application. Now, keep in mind this is full coverage, so when I get really close here, sure, you're going to be able to tell that I have foundation on, but it is a very smooth, nice-looking full coverage in my opinion. Being a cream foundation means this does retain a level of moisture, so I took a cut white t-shirt here and pressed it against a dried swatch. And you can see a little bit of transfer here, but this is supposed to be waterproof and sweat-proof. And as you can see from the test here, it definitely is. As I'm recording this, it's been about 7 hours since I applied, and after looking in a mirror, I can tell you that I have just the slightest bit of shine on my forehead, but other than that, it looks pretty much the same as right after I applied it. So here we are with pictures in different types of lighting, so you can see how it reacts in different situations. But I have to tell you, I'm going to wear this one again for sure. I think this is a great deal, and it'll work with a wide variety of skin types. So for around $10, you can't really beat that. So there we go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you for another foundation video on Friday.